Hey guys, Crew Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
I'm Melanie.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're back with the CWTV crossover event Elseworlds. This is the finale. This is part 3 and we are ready.
Yeah, and there's no powers for our heroes, but there's powers for bad people.
There is.
Or something.
Black suited Superman.
Yes.
I'm so excited. We've had Batwoman, we had Gotham City, we had Arkham Asylum, we had Book of Destiny, we had a whole lot of stuff.
We had a whole bunch of Easter eggs
a lot
with
of
like
stuff.
different Gotham characters and stuff, like name drops and weapons and masks and stuff.
Yep.
So,
Cobblepot. I love that name.
Yes.
I love saying that word.
Cobblepot.
apple pot.
Huh?
First I thought you said apple pot.
Why would I say apple pot, Aaron? Why?
I don't know. Maybe like
You know that I never pot apples.
maybe you smoked pot through an apple.
I think we had a poll last week.
Poll.
Oh, last week, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Which character did you enjoy playing their alternative the best?
Yes.
Right? Their counterpart. Their
Yes.
other hero. We had 47% say Barry as the Green Arrow, and 52% say Oliver Queen as the Flash.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
I would have went the other way with that, but I'm just one man, and that is many votes.
I like that, yes. 52 to 47,
Okay.
which equals 100 for those that can't math.
I can. What?
Shut the fuck up, Eric. All right. We are going to look through some of the comments and see what some people said about these people. Before we start,
Okay.
if I can get to the top, because there was a lot of comments. Okay, I think we're there. Mixflix says, it was nice seeing Ollie smile a bit more.
Yes, it was. I loved it.
It did. I loved it.
KXA Prime says, as much as I loved watching Oliver trying to get the hang of Speed Force, watching Barry being a badass skilled fighter is pretty damn amazing.
It was.
You have failed this city.
Except for his pull-ups weren't really on par. Or his salmon ladder.
Salmon.
Salmon
Yeah.
ladder.
Yeah.
Salmon. Your L disappears.
Salmon.
Joey says, I love that we got to see Stephen Amell being comedic for a change. He's usually so dark and broody.
He's got great timing.
Yes.
He's very subtle in his performance, and he's got great timing.
Matt says, I love seeing Grant being so dark. He did it so well.
His fight scene in the alley, especially last episode, was awesome.
When he's there, he has the gun down, he looks up. He has that collar flipped. I
Yeah.
love those jackets. I need more of them jackets, Melanie. All right. Canali says, both did an amazing job, but I enjoyed Barry as the Green Arrow slightly more than Oliver as Flash. While Dip says, sorry, but I can't pick. I love them both. Also, it looks like both actors are having so much fun playing each other's roles,
Yes.
and that just bleeds into their performance.
Definitely.
Do you bleed?
Lona Hora says, Oliver is far more fun to watch. While Ian says, how dare you make me choose? I refuse to have my wants restrained. And then Longway says, Barry Badass versus Peppy Ollie. I have failed this poll.
Oh, shit. That's a good one.
So, all right. So I'm glad it was fairly split. It wasn't super one-sided or anything. That
Which I
was
was
really cool.
honestly surprised by the
Yeah,
results.
both of them I thought did a really good job, and I enjoyed it. So, but now what are we gonna have now with no powers? Trigger twins. Which
Are
they're
you prepared
how are they triggered twins?
for
'Cause
what
they
is coming?
are born with different moms and. No! I gotta stick this back in his ass now.
My name is John Deegan, and I'm from Gotham.
Oh,
A
shit.
city in grave need of heroes. Someone good.
Oh!
He's Superman.
Holy
On
shit!
Arrow and Flash.
The world takes.
This is no longer your world, it's mine!
I love evil Superman.
Save the children or stop us. Your choice!
That's a
You're going villain.
Superman.
Dang.
That is a hell of a choice to make.
Dang. I didn't think he was gonna actually save him. I thought he was gonna cause it.
Whoa!
There's a hole. Where's the hole?
Congratulations, sir.
Whoa!
That crane like it weighed nothing.
Diggle.
Oh, they're all his support.
I love how much screen time he's getting.
Look, it's fun to be in the villain. Ah!
Is that Alex?
Thank you, Agent Danvers.
It is.
What? With long hair? And
In Earth 1? How would he know that? He can't account for other Earths.
You're a monster.
No. I'm Superman.
he's so good, dark.
Yeah, he's so charismatic too. Jeez.
I love seeing him. But I feel bad for the actor who plays Deegan because he has no screen time.
38, find real Superman.
Real Superman.
This Cisco's willing to help us.
See, custodian? Is that why his parts there?
Whoa, what the hell?
Gentlemen, it's time we talk about your destiny.
Okay.
Okay, what's that mean?
I don't know.
Where are we?
Confess, like all the others.
Okay, that's
What?
Dude, he's like the Beyonder from the Spider-Man series. I love it.
Oh my
Is that
Gary?
I don't know who you think you are. Around here, people call me Mr. Ramon.
You got a problem here, Mr. Ramon?
Jimmy!
Ooh, what's he? Okay.
Case in a whole different earth.
This evil Cisco could escape this reality. They fix it, and he's still out there.
He's dead. What?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that'd be freaky.
Suit yourself.
I would have liked that Caitlin would be the weak link here because he didn't account for the two personalities.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going that way.
The Arctic Earth 38. Oh, we're the.
Are we at the Fortress Altitude?
Yeah, we are.
We're here.
Oh, shit.
Only took 17 tries.
Alex doesn't just have a job. She's in charge of a place like this. She's in charge. She does what's right.
Come on, fake Alex.
She doesn't have powers like I do, but she's a hero.
She got magnet shit too.
I did time there once.
Hey, so do we.
We did.
Did I say you could touch me?
I have to go.
Yep.
That had to have been improv.
Superman versus Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have Supergirl though too.
She's my sister.
Yeah.
What? That's quick.
Well, you can burn together.
Oh shit! Should have.
Nice suit.
He is so good at Superman.
Can I have a word, please?
General,
Can I have a word?
I'd like to have a word.
I'm out.
Just came from Fortress of Solitude.
I just can't. Dude! Oh, look at this. Here we go. Dude, this is be sweet. I hope it's done well.
Awesome. Oh my God!
Is that cat cow?
Bizarro. Is that what you said?
Clark knew how to do it.
I'll get this to him.
Yeah, but he's in the middle of a fight.
Take
She
over.
takes, yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't go straight to
Okay.
his eyeballs?
No.
All right. What's gonna happen? He doesn't know this world.
Oh, well, he's got
All
a
right.
suit.
He knows that.
That's the first thing Superman does. It gives him their abilities back.
I was hoping for a haircut.
Yes.
Give Alex a haircut then.
Oh. Okay. The music. Let's go.
Make him close it or I snap his neck. No!
Kryptonite arrow.
When your friend dies.
Wow.
Ooh.
Damn it, Barry. You should have phased.
Oh, go get the book. Hurry.
We literally slow down time. Come on, that's gotta be like only the fourth most crazy thing you've heard in the past 3 hours.
Slow down time.
Slow down time, Barry.
All three of them.
Supergirl and I travel around the globe in opposite directions.
What?
Just over Mach 7. We should be able to create enough centrifugal force to...
It was back to normal.
We can do this.
Okay. Well, what do they do?
Both die.
What?
He read it.
When I opened the book, I watched both of you die doing exactly what you're talking about.
Oh
It's in the book.
It's like watch it.
no. That's a terrible reality where things are on fire.
Why are things just blowing up? Cisco?
No, he's trying to get to Monitor.
It's not gonna be there again.
Son of a bitch! Stop with these games and show yourself!
Oh!
Oh my God.
Is it there again?
You heard him.
Barry and Kara are different. They inspire hope. They inspire people because they are the best of us. And if this test of yours is gonna kill our best chance at stopping this crisis,
One change requires another. How would you propose I keep the balance?
No. No. Fuck.
done the sinking here.
Oh my God,
Mazo's back.
Dang it! All by himself.
He made one.
You see? I am the master of this world!
Where's your manhunter?
A bit much, don't you think?
Honey.
Dear?
Enormous robots. Thank you for including me.
I love Brady.
Everyone's here.
What's he gonna? What?
I like you better in blue.
What the hell is that
I don't
thing?
know what it does.
Get the book.
Clark, you're faster. Damn it. Ah! What's that mean? Just think right.
Things are gonna go slow. No.
I don't. Come on. There we go. It stopped spinning. What's he doing?
I don't know.
What
is that?
That.
The arrow of destiny? I don't know.
Monitor gave him an arrow.
To destroy the book?
Ugh.
That's my cousin to a T.
Look at them all together.
Then you know why I'd favor me.
Oh, jeez, Brady. Dang.
Peace out. From your favorite Kryptonian.
So cool.
Oh, they're all like, oh, look at this.
Smallville. Someone save me, man.
You did so.
Mom.
Which is why I know what I'm doing is okay.
Oh no, what's he doing?
You having a baby?
What?
What?
Oh my God! Yes! Congratulations! This is so great.
They had a
Is he
lot
retiring
of
because of a
fun.
baby?
Supposed to be is on Argo.
Is it a proposal?
Oh, he's gonna create a diamond.
Yeah, he is.
R.I.P. Christopher Reeve.
And of course he had the...
Dude, I love that they're doing this.
You and Kara changed your destinies, Barry, by being the heroes that you always have been.
He made a deal.
Yeah, he did.
Hey,
Maybe they want people to believe it.
not as good as you think I am.
You're the best, Oliver.
But because of you, I think I'll get there someday. Thought you were done with us.
Wishful thinking.
Ooh.
Worlds will live. Worlds will die.
Oh, the guy
And
with
the
the
universe
mask.
will never be the same.
Okay, coming fall 2019.
What's this? Crisis on Heaven and Earths! Oh,
Next
shit.
year? They're gonna do Crisis next year? They're doing Crisis next year?
That's awesome.
They're doing Crisis for next year's crossover?
That's the first time we've ever had them like saying what the next crossover is.
Tease the next
Yeah.
crossover.
I like how all this was a setup. Because
Yeah,
we had all
it
these
was.
complaints
That's
about...
the thing I like though, because like the alien thing was like we had the aliens
Yeah.
in like the Justice League Hall place, but that's
Yeah.
never come back. You know,
Yeah.
they never do anything with it. I love the idea of doing that and setting up more
Yeah.
stuff.
We had all those complaints about this has not been fun for some people because it's just been like one-off episodes, like just fun and just like lots of fan service. But now I'm enjoying all that fan service even more because it was all in preparation for next year.
It's just a lead up to what comes next.
Yeah. I still don't know if we're supposed to recognize that golden mascot.
It's Psycho Pirate. Psycho Pirate's he's a big deal when it comes to I was gonna say Infinity War, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Psycho.
When somebody said that, because I saw it, I'm like, oh, I guess, because Psycho Pirate in the comics has like this red costume and he has these gold mask and stuff. It's these different masks that he formed into one. He can he can influence your emotions with them, but he also in the Crisis he can tell certain things from other Earths. He has like some kind of connection where he can like with Alex, he would know that something's wrong, you know, and this kind of stuff, you know. So he has a connection there. So him hooking up with Deegan is going to create the Crisis, you know.
I don't know. It's interesting because like, what is Monitor looking at? That's the bigger threat, you know?
He says someone stronger than himself,
Yeah,
which I think is going to be Anti-Monitor.
It's like just a bad version of him.
Yeah, I think he's preparing for that. I love that. I mean, Monitor saw Superman, but what impressed him was Oliver Queen's will. I loved that so much. Like, that's out of all the universes that he's trying to find something that can stop it. Oliver Queen was the one who impressed him.
Well, you had Superman fighting Oliver and Barry, but they were able to outwit him with no powers. You know, they had nothing. Which I like that. Yeah, I like the idea that it's not power he's looking for. It's more than that, and it's not
it's the will to do something.
Willing,
to keep going.
What was it? You're so eager to die, but it's not eager. You're willing to die. And I love the way he said that.
Yeah, but he may be willing, and he showed his will. But it still sounded like he made a deal.
I think he took. Monitor said, like, you have to have an equal opposite reaction if you're going to change things.
Exactly.
I think he gave up his own life in the crisis. It might be now that Barry is not lost in crisis. It might be.
Is
Arrow
that the same crisis or a different crisis, though? I think it's a different crisis.
It's supposed to be.
It's so far away in the newspaper article.
Yeah, no, I get you, but. I mean, Flash became Flash before now.
Could they be planning on ending Arrow by sending Arrow away by some deal? So, like, next year will be the last Arrow season?
I don't think it's the last Arrow season, but, I mean, we know that there's no mention of Oliver whenever we're doing the flash forwards. It's always, what did Felicity do? Where's Felicity? Like,
what
happened with
Arrow
Felicity
right now?
and Arrow right now.
Yeah.
There's no mention of Oliver.
In the first fight that Arrow, Firestorm, and Flash had, Reverse Flash said, "You live to be 87. I guess the records were wrong," or something like that. But that was the original timeline that Reverse Flash has already changed. Yeah. So it might not work at all, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wanted to double check what it said. So I was like, it said 2019.
2019.
It's like, we're going to be in 2019 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When in 2019? But it says fall.
Wait,
so.
fall.
Yeah. So
we are fall right now.
It'd be like this time next year.
Yeah.
The next crossover.
Feels like it's winter right now since there's snow and
Ohio does. Yeah.
Yep. Not for another 10 days.
Yep. You have a fall counter on your.
No, it's always like December 21st that it happens. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, while I separately enjoyed the other two nights a little bit more than tonight, I still really, really loved this one. It was so great. I wish they brought Martian Manhunter in here. It didn't do much, but I was so excited to see that lineup together.
Well, it's interesting too to see him back, because in Supergirl he's been like a backseat to fighting and stuff, but he came here ready to fight.
Yeah, but Lois brought him.
Yeah,
you know, like that is Earth 38. Those two. It's not an alternate reality thing. Which my biggest shock in this whole thing was Alex and Jimmy exist on Earth 1. Yeah, which I guess makes sense, but there's no Cisco or anybody else on Earth 38.
We had that in back when it was on CBS and Flash crossed over. They searched for any people the Flash knew and they couldn't find anybody. Yeah, but we never did that the other way, where they searched for those characters from Supergirl's Earth on our Earth.
Except.
So we could say that there is an Alex and there is a Jimmy here somewhere.
Jonathan,
and
Martha, Ken.
No Kara Danvers, though.
But, you know, the Kryptonians, maybe they fell to another planet instead of coming to Earth, or maybe Krypton never blew up, or something happened to where the superheroes, the super people never came, you know? Yeah. The Kryptonians.
Well, if they never came, then how did Deacon adapt the form of Superman?
Well, probably because he saw him the first.
Because he's outside of that fake reality. Yeah. He saw Superman.
He said the only existence of them he had seen was fighting Amaza.
Yeah.
So he had familiarity of them from that moment and probably just took his powers in his face.
I thought all the changes, there was an equal and opposite change, so...
Well, Deacon's the one making the changes with the book. There's something, I think there's something different when it comes like to the meta destiny of like death. You know? So Deacon he observed Superman, saw him as the ultimate being, the ultimate god, become the god of this world is what Monitor told him. So he chose Superman as that avatar.
Yeah.
It's funny that he didn't choose himself with Superman's powers.
No.
He's like, no, he's too handsome too.
Yeah.
I will also look like him.
Yeah. You know what? Like once they also got rid of Superman and gave Deacon back his face, they fucked his face up.
I know.
So like that poor actor got like a little bit in the first episode, and then like what he got in the last episode, and then nothing in this one. You know what I mean? I was like, poor actor. But it was done well. I don't get what. I was thinking. I don't know what Deegan's gonna do. He's read the book. Maybe he can help the pirate dude.
He's gonna have knowledge.
But we had Batwoman show up again at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
We did.
So that was really cool. I didn't know if she was gonna show up again.
Yeah. I gotta say, go ahead.
I didn't know if she was gonna show up again in like this episode here, or if we just got like last episode was the Batwoman episode and we're done. I also was curious if the changes to reality that we had in the first that switched Barry and Oliver and stuff created Batwoman in some way or fashion.
Sure, yeah.
But it seems like they've all just been around.
They've been around.
So.
The thing that I'm kind of very disappointed in is we never got Earth 90 flashback. Or we don't know what happened to him. I'm assuming that he just sent him back to that hellscape world where everybody's dead.
Yeah.
I wish that we could have addressed that situation at all. Like, they didn't. It was like, here's the teaser. Well, John Wesley Shipp is here, and nothing.
What if we get in the crisis? Like, what if we have them show back up? It would be cool to have like, dude, if they go all out and they bring in like John Wesley Shipp Flash, Tom Welling Superman, Justin Hartley.
I'm sorry.
Green Arrow. Time to pick up our son from preschool. Yes. But we're not gonna leave, so fuck him. But you know what I mean? Like, all these other CW things or previous iterations, it'd be cool if they brought them in. Brought back Linda Carter and had her be a Wonder Woman for a little bit.
Exactly.
Just to show up. Not even that they had to fight or anything, but they just showed up. And
I get you.
Did some, like, they showed up in a crazy hero shot, and then some CGI shit took off.
I mean, they have to have some plans. If they're this far ahead, like, guys, we're doing Crisis next year, this whole crossover is just gonna set it up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, it was already one of the better crossovers, but now knowing that it's a prelude to what they're really wanting to do, it's crazy.
Like,
will it be the end of Arrow?
Like, they better bring in Legends for that.
Oh yeah, they will.
You know, like, you better have Legends in with that.
I guarantee they do.
And having Crisis, like, I don't know. I keep on thinking about all these things, and then I lost the first thing I was wanting to say, and I don't remember what I was gonna go with, but I just want to see all the heroes we've had.
I know.
I just want to see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the random cameos that they brought in.
And I'm expecting it to be more like last season's crossover, where it's like, it's not like here's the Supergirl one, here's the Arrow one. It's gonna be like, here's our 4 hour crossover event with these episodes. Because last season it wasn't about like here's the Supergirl one, so it's more focused on the Supergirl characters. It was just we're telling a story with 4 episodes. I feel like they'd have to do that.
But like what Eric was saying, with all this time and preparation, they have time to talk to the other networks that these other actors are on and get that contract signed. So then they have time to prep and get everyone signing contracts and get all the actors that you were wanting. And I mean, there's no excuse for them not to do that for us, especially with all the fan service in this one. Wouldn't they do that for us next?
I think they can pretty much do whatever they want to do, which is a freeing thing, I think.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing holding them back. There's no... I mean, I love, the MCU, but there's always a part of me that's like, fucking wish Phil Coulson was here or Daredevil was here, And it's like, oh, we just can't do it. But CW doesn't have the constraints. Like, everything is on television. Everything's available that they have the power to do what they want to do.
And if you're planning ahead with this, too, like, say they want to have Justin Hartley for a couple shots, try to find just some time anywhere
next year
just to film him doing the couple.
They already got his costume out of storage.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just to film the couple of things you want him to do, bring him back for like a minute. Just for like, oh god, that's so fun, I love it. Mm-hmm. You see him sitting next to Tom Welling. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Just some little things like that would be really cool.
You know, Tom Welling, hey, you got a year, get in shape. We know you can.
Is he not in shape? Yeah.
Is he not still in shape?
I mean, he could get in. He's not in this Superman shape.
You know, what'd be crazy is that they also isn't Henry Cavill done with the DCEU?
We don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Personally.
I mean, I heard rumors, but it'd be crazy if they just had him for a shot show on CW.
Who is it?
Henry Cavill, the Superman from the Justice League and Man of Steel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We can
a shot of. It'd be cool if you just had a shot of here's this hero group, just all of them all over the place. It's like the Power Rangers 25th anniversary, whatever, when all of them showed up again, ever. Or 20th, I forget which one it was.
Well,
I don't remember, but
we have a year to talk about it, and now, like, you know, we're spoiled on the title. There's no keeping away from this.
Yeah, we at least know it's
spoiled
coming.
it now.
I don't want to see what they're gonna do though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
no
doubt.
trailers.
I don't know that I'm gonna do any trailers for it because there were so many people talking in the Q&As about so much stuff that was spoiled for this crossover. Like I want to be surprised. Like I don't want to know.
Sure.
Like Tom Welling will show up because they show him in a trailer.
course,
you
of
know?
course.
I want to be surprised by it.
But definitely that's going to be worth having in the trailer because you'll get all the people that are like, oh, I gave up on that show and I don't want to see it again. I have no interest in watching it again. Then you see this commercial with Tom Welling. It's like, holy shit, I have to watch the crossover.
That's good for the people that aren't invested already.
Yeah.
But I'm already invested. I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
Well, I'm sure over the next coming year we'll talk all about it. Right now, we should probably talk about this episode.
Yeah, I suppose.
Crossover.
So I wasn't expecting Deegan to be Superman there. Like
That was a cool. I like
like
the intro. That was good.
It caught me off guard a lot.
Yeah, the intro is what tripped us all up. Like, if we would have missed the first 10 seconds of this episode, like, if we were watching it live, we'd be screwed. We'd be like, what the heck is happening?
Exactly.
The first 10 seconds just set the whole thing up. It's insane.
I was surprised how quick Oliver caught on to that, too, though. He's like, I'm not who you think I am. And he's like, Deegan! And I'm like, oh, that was fast.
Yeah. And that was Oliver. It wasn't even Barry.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like Oliver had seen the show already, and he's like was claiming, I didn't know that. Did you? Oh shit!
I'm good.
Yeah, spoilers. I like the idea that the book it rewrites reality, but only in one reality. There's nothing in this all-knowing book about other universes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense, too, because then you can't take... Like, in theory, he shouldn't have been able to take from Superman.
Yeah.
But because he came into our reality, he did.
And it makes sense
But
why.
he wasn't able to do anything with Kara, though. That's,
I mean, he put her away.
All he could do was put her away. He couldn't change her or anything.
Yeah.
I just like the idea that Monitor is testing all these different Earths, and he gives the tests parameters only in this Earth. So I have all my other test subjects are clean, and you know when I go to the next one, I'll be fine. No disturbing other experiments. So I like that.
I was not expecting Gary to show up.
oh my god, that made my day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened to the other Legends then, because I would assume that means that the Time Bureau doesn't exist if Gary's working in there, or he just doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably not that Gary. It's a different Gary. Like, it was a different Jimmy and a different...
Yeah.
who else was-
Jimmy, Alex.
Yeah, but no, that Gary is going to be the same
Alex.
Gary. The Jimmy is a different Jimmy from our Supergirl. But Gary is from Earth 1.
Yes, he is from Earth 1.
He is from Earth 1?
Yeah, so that's the same Gary.
Yeah, this Jimmy exists in Earth 1. He's just not the Jimmy we know from Earth 38, which is just interesting to think about.
Yeah. So there's a Jimmy out there, maybe writing newspaper articles or doing something.
You know, I bet you he's just not as successful because he's not the best friend with Superman.
Yeah.
Which started his
kind
career.
of that kicked his career up.
And then Alex, I'm not sure where Alex is in Earth 1. She's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
But, you know, he said, I affected everybody on this Earth. So anybody that appears here has to be from Earth 1. So that's just interesting to think about.
Dude, I hope the Crisis somehow merges these planets so that we have them all on one Earth. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe things aren't 100% like the way they should be, but they're pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The only thing about doing that, for me, would be interesting about it is, like, will it be something that they're aware of that's happened? And it's like, you know, before Crisis and after Crisis? Or is it something that no one realizes has happened, you know?
Maybe the people that are involved, like the heroes know, but the people on the street don't know.
Yeah.
Because then you have, it'd be kind of like Barry and Oliver in this knew things were wrong, what was going on, but no one else did. You could kind of have that with like the people who were involved in the crisis trying to save it and stop it are aware of what happened, but the typical people don't know. So that might be good. There was also the comment where Kara said, I guess my pod didn't land here. And I was like, well, where did it land?
See, when she said that, I thought, ooh, I wonder if, like, there's a Power Girl out there rather than Supergirl. I mean, she can't pull off the costume, but it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if in Earth 1 there's a Power Girl out there?
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
That's just another universe Supergirl. That could be neat. I was just curious. I'm like, well, where did it go? Did it land on Earth?
Yeah.
You know, like we're in Central City. Alex isn't typically from Central City, so.
What is that hammer?
I don't know.
Is that something I was supposed to recognize? 'Cause I did not recognize it.
I didn't recognize it either.
Okay.
It was just a big hammer that when she hit the ground, it got really bright light and blinded bad Superman.
I mean, it was shaped like Ronan the Accuser's hammer.
Yeah,
in
that's
MCU.
what I was thinking.
But I was like, okay, what DC though? Am I missing something? Also, how did they? Does it have some ability to open a breach? Like, how'd they breach without Cisco or one of the things?
Did they use one of the things that Brainy had?
Did they? Did Brainy have one?
I don't know. They've had them.
I was thinking, like, does a hammer make a breach?
I would say Brainy had it.
Okay.
I'm sure
Would
that
be
we'll
my
get
assumption.
comments about the hammer, though.
I mean, I guess Supergirl has one of those, right?
The little button.
So they probably just found that one.
The clickers.
I like Cisco as a bad boss, dude. He's always just a bad guy. If he goes to an alternate universe, Cisco's bad.
He's
in
rich.
An alternate reality.
And that.
Well, in Flashpoint, when during Flashpoint, not after it was fixed, but during, he was rich. He wasn't only bad.
He's like a jerk.
Yeah. In Earth 2, he is Reverb.
Yeah, he was bad.
See, my thing is, if he breached, if it was just a teleport, like, okay, hold on. Let me rethink my thought here. He goes to Earth 38, takes them there, and then he goes back through a breach by himself, right? If he didn't breach back to Earth 1 and he was on another Earth, theoretically that version of Cisco could be alive right now, not fixed. And we have the Earth 1 reset.
But do you have to fix the person in order to have them?
I don't necessarily think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it felt like
it could just be out there.
They didn't make anybody out of nothing. They changed what they had.
Yeah.
They changed what reality.
Made a maze out of nothing.
Huh? They probably just fixed the old pieces.
No, you don't know that.
Wait, what?
He could have made one too.
Well, maybe there's just more of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, it seemed like everything they did was like messing with what is here in reality, and you take this and change it to something else rather than making it out of nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I get what you're saying. Like, that Cisco's off on Earth 38, robbing shit.
If you wanted to do something like that, you could have that guy out there.
Yeah, but then would we have Cisco on our planet? Because he had nothing to change.
It depends on the function on how the reality warping works.
I would say you can't create something out of nothing, because Monitor says there has to be balance.
That's the laws of physics.
Matter. It matters.
Yeah.
Matter matters.
Physics accounts to what we saw here.
Yes. So the Kara Alex thing, I kind of like the relationship thing of like reaching this Alex with Kara.
Sure.
But I thought for a moment whenever Caitlin showed up, I thought it might have been interesting that if Monitor didn't account for both personalities of Caitlin Snow, Killer Frost and Caitlin, that one of them was going to be able to remember and, kind of counter what was going on. I thought that would have been kind of a neat,
Yeah, I mean, the book should be able to account for that because it exists in reality, right?
I'm not saying it couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Deegan messed up. Like, if he didn't account for it.
Okay.
So, like, if it'd been like, well, he must have not changed Caitlin, but he changed Killer Frost, or vice versa. Like, he didn't realize Killer Frost was there, he just changed Caitlin Snow. But Killer Frost still had all the memories that, like, Barry and Oliver had. I think that would have been a neat little thing.
But I mean, I think it makes more sense that it's Supergirl that he wasn't able to account for.
Because it's her episode.
Because Killer Frost is from this Earth.
Yeah.
So he'd be able to account for it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously did. I'm just saying, like, I thought that might have been a neat way instead of, like, well, this Alex went through exactly the same stuff your Alex did on your Earth, just without you. And I was like, oh, okay, so not that much difference. Why is she here? So, that Alex literally went through everything the other Alex went through.
Well, not everything.
She did.
No, she didn't grow up with Kara.
That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
That's literally what I said.
He said the book likes to play tricks.
What I'm saying, like,
it was neat how they had it set up.
for this being a different Earth,
Sure.
and for it being alternate reality with this book, that Alex went through the exact same stuff the other Alex went through, with the same 7-year-old Pinky Promise kind of
And that's
storylines
only
and stuff.
because the book played that trick to set up her memory like this. Like, the real Alex in this on Earth 1 probably did not.
What do you mean the book set up a trick?
He said that the book likes to play tricks. So the people that were working there at not Star Labs, but his Superman Labs,
Yeah.
were just people from the book that was playing a trick. He did not know about Alex. The book recruited it and put Alex there and then gave her those memories. So the Alex from Earth 1 does not have these real memories.
See, I agree with the first half. I disagree with the second. I think the book had, playing tricks by having her there is kind of like a cruel or, as we found out, beneficial thing that happened. But I don't know about the memories thing, if that's true. I don't know if the book is creating memories that weren't there for the Earth one, Alex.
Well, I mean, like, everyone has different jobs, so they'd have different memories than what they would have, or else they wouldn't have the right skill set to be where they are.
Yeah.
No,
I get what you're saying. I definitely agree on the first part. That's what that was.
I just think it's odd that we have a different Earth Alex, and we have different reality now of Earth 1, but they have the same memories that Kara can reach to. It's just...
I think that's odd.
Yeah, I thought it was just the book playing a trick.
Yeah.
So, I just accepted it with
so
the
odd,
book.
fake, real.
All right. Next.
I really loved the delivery that Superman had here in all of his lines, but especially he comes out and he's so fucking confident. He sees an evil version of himself and he's like, my suit.
Yes.
It's so Superman that I died and I was returned to life.
I like the Superman. I think he does a good job, that great actor.
He's not necessarily the best Clark Kent. I think he's a great Superman.
I don't think we've had a better Clark Kent than Christopher Reeves.
No.
You know what I mean? I think he did a great job of metamorphosizing between the two personas.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, definitely.
I think what we have here, I think he does a good job.
We also haven't seen his Clark Kent around a lot of people. We've only seen it in that very first scene we've ever seen him in when he's talking to Perry White. Any other time we've really seen him, it's not much Clark Kent. It's
like the Superman we had here at the very end doing the diamond thing, which the diamond thing was awesome.
Sure.
His stumbling, bumbling seemed more Clark Kenty in that moment.
Yeah.
But he was dressed like Superman.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
I want the Clark Kent to be more bumbly, while the Superman is not. Though I like the idea that Superman becomes bumbly because of Lois Lane.
Sure.
But we never get to see Clark Kent being not super confident and whatnot as Clark Kent.
Other than, the reporter. But then he's working his job whenever he was the reporter at Catco. And
I feel like even...
had to have his stance.
Even Melissa Benoist has a little bit... I think more so maybe now, but she kind of
getting better.
A little this and a lot of and laughs and chuckles and some kind of things that Supergirl doesn't do this. Kara does this. Where I don't really get that between the Superman. We don't get a lot of time with him. We've only had him in 4 or 5 episodes probably. And through the seasons.
Yeah, and we have almost never seen Clark Kent around people other than Cat, I guess.
Yeah.
Cat Grant at one time. In which he was okay then. But anyway. No, but I really love him. I think Superman fits really well on TV, especially these days where you can pull off stuff like the Superman v Superman fight and they're throwing helicopters and stuff at each other. The crane shot, everything looked amazing.
It was awesome.
Television is really, it might be the real home for DC. And it is for me, honestly. I mean, I like the movies, but I love the television shows.
Yeah. And there's so much more time we get to spend with these characters and stuff versus on TV where you just see them for 2 hours, or in the movies and you see them for 2 hours and they're gone for a couple years.
I thought Barry should have been able to phase out of that headlock that Superman had on him.
See, I disagree with you there completely because Superman can travel as fast as Barry. So if he tried to phase, then Superman could also vibrate.
I don't think he can vibrate. I think he can go fast. I don't know if he can vibrate. Flash vibrates. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be different. Because I know in the comics in the past, that's something he's been able to beat Superman with. And Oliver had to grab Amazo and stop him from vibrating so they could hold on to them too. So, I don't know. It was just something that flashed in my head.
In the episode...
You could write in a reason why he couldn't work.
2 episodes ago, whenever he was fighting Amazo with Flash's abilities, he wasn't able to hit him because he was phasing.
Yeah.
So why couldn't Barry phase here to get out of Superman's grip?
Well... I mean, if Barry was able to hold Amazo down with this strong grip, then probably Superman's holding Barry too strongly, so he cannot vibrate.
Well, no.
Or
Barry was taking the vibrations. Oliver's Flash was taking the vibrations from Amazo so he couldn't phase, which was stopping him from getting out of Superman's grip at that point. So in this scenario, I could see them I'll just do this, and he can't vibrate.
We have to just assume there is a reason, and it just wasn't. They didn't shine a spotlight on it, right? because that's what happened.
Yeah.
Though the Flash often forgets shit when he's being confronted by an enemy.
That's why if there was a woman Flash, she'd be better in a stressful situation.
It's a scenario like in the very first episode of this, we had all the bullets flying and Oliver just like, oh wow, you know, like he should never get hit by anything, but he does, and sometimes it's just like, what? Do some Flash time and get out of this. What are you doing?
Yep, gotta make a TV show. Can't just show this god getting out of everything.
I guess.
Now, I do have to give props to Barry for one of his first few lines about the hero situation.
It's about the circumstances and stuff, yeah.
Like, I really like that conversation with...
A hero in spite of the
It
circumstances.
sounded like a quote from something. I don't know if it's from a previous episode of something, if
It was
it's from
just
a comic.
quote-worthy.
Yeah.
It just sounded
I don't think it's
familiar from something.
Nothing I'm familiar with, at least. But no, it was great. I loved it as well.
It was really good. I like that.
I liked how, because the book can't account for Earth 38, it has no idea what a Fortress of Solitude looks like. So it just goes to Reverse Flash's Fortress of Solitude.
I know.
That was really funny.
This is the Time Vault. This isn't a Fortress of Solitude.
That's so good.
This isn't a fortress of anything.
No Nora at all.
Nope.
The entire series here.
They don't have time. They gotta do everything else.
Where's she at? What's she doing? She's probably hanging out with Papa Joe.
I still really wanted to see her reaction to Oliver being her dad.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was the only time I cared about seeing her.
She wouldn't know it.
I would say the only thing would be like, would she know or not? I guess.
Well, Dad, I want
Well, she's
muscles
in-
like you type
Well,
situation.
Because she's in the same Earth, then she would be affected as well. I would
Well,
assume.
she has a diary of time language that is not affected by changes, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, this isn't time travel changes. This is reality changes.
Yeah, but that book is written like in the same type of language. It looks like.
Maybe.
So.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. She's like, wait, what? And then she's the reason they find out that it's true because she has her diary of information.
Yeah, we also didn't get any more information about if it has anything to do with each other, those two languages.
Yeah, I don't know.
The slow the rotation of the Earth thing, obviously, it's kind of like the Superman movie where he goes back in time. I mean, it's one of the things I don't like because, I mean, I know this is a show about men who run super fast and women that fly and all this stuff, but like that wouldn't work. You would just destroy the world, you know, if you slowed down the rotation. Whenever they were talking about, okay, don't do that because you will die, and like, no, we have no other idea. And in my head, I immediately thought, make 2 time remnants, have them do it, and they die. But they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have thought anything else.
Isn't Barry against time remnants now?
Probably, but it's better than both of them dying.
Yeah, he has morals.
He was gonna, no, the thing is that he was going to die, right? He knew he was going to die, but he did it anyway.
That's what makes him a hero.
That's what makes him a hero. If he made a time remnant, those 2 time remnants would feel the same. They are going to die.
Or they don't. They said, no, fuck that.
That's what happened when he fought against Zoom, right?
Yeah.
He created a time remnant that he knew was going to die and sacrifice himself for it. You could have done that here too. I'm not saying that it would have been a better story or anything.
This is your get out of jail free card on everything. And I think that that's how we got Savitar, and I feel like Barry has a thing against remnants now because of that.
Yeah, that's not why we got Savitar, but I concede the point.
Remnants was how we got Savitar.
Yes, I know, but what I'm talking about is the willingness to die in the moment, right before you create the remnant, so then there's no chance of a Savitar.
I thought Savitar was willing to die, but then he got left in a terrible fashion. No one cared about him, and thus he became Savitar.
I don't believe so.
I thought he was willing to be just like the Flash, and then once he was done, he was cast aside like nothing, didn't die.
Yeah.
And then he hated Barry for what he had done to him.
Well, I can't remember exactly which remnant Savitar was. He wasn't the one that sacrificed himself for Zoom.
No.
What I'm saying is that would happen there. I don't know the circumstance in which he created time remnant like Savitar. Did Flash know that he was going to die or not going to die? I don't remember.
Okay. I was pretty sure the whole season of that was based on like a remnant was created, it got cast aside when it didn't get killed from some kind of crazy whatever battle it was, and then thus became Savitar because it then was pissed off that no one cared for it.
I was just bringing that up as an example of something like try something else, you know.
Yeah. But then I don't think Monitor would have been all up for that, you know? Like, he wouldn't have gotten as proud, I guess, of this Earth as what he did.
Seems like he's looking for the good. He's not looking for the power or the abilities or anything.
Or the mental capacity to think about doing them.
Flash said that first, and I was like, what? No, he wants to fight and beat the bad guy. But I guess not. You know, like, he was like, I think this is the test. He wants to know that we're good. Oliver, find the good in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know.
I mean, the only thing that's different between Monitor's other tests is that Oliver was willing to talk and make the deal, right? He was willing to die, not eager to die, willing to die.
Yeah.
Which is the test and which is what changed everything. And he gave him that awesome arrow.
Yeah, the blue arrow? I wonder what that was. Just a Destiny arrow.
Monitor arrow, yeah.
Monitor.
I also like the idea of going to Argo so that when Lois is pregnant,
the powers are dampened.
The powers are dampened so the baby won't kick through her stomach. That's a cool idea.
I liked how he's like, well, I told you that we had a lot of fun on Argo, right?
Yeah, that was good.
I wonder if that's the first time that they were able to successfully have fun.
I don't know. It's the first time that they maybe would go all out. I don't know.
But I feel bad for her because, like, you know, on the Kryptonian world, usually they're born in, like, these little pods. Like, the baby develops in this pod. And, like, you see, like, computerized baby. Versus they're doing it the human way. And it's in her belly.
Yeah. Well, they can do it
also,
both ways on Krypton.
Yeah, and it also wouldn't have had any powers on Krypton. Because they didn't have powers. They had powers to the yellow sun. And there they had a red sun.
Yeah. And
It's
this
the same thing with Argo.
Yeah.
And so it just makes it scary for her, and I feel bad for her.
That's all I got. I'm glad they put the little thing in there. It's like it was going to land on an empty parking lot. You know? I was like, damn, that's not very heroic. That's like what a villain does. But it is what a villain does. That's how they beat Superman.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how they outwit him.
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
You have any other things?
Brainy's a freaking badass.
He took Amazing by himself.
Yep.
He's like, did the book say anything what I'm supposed to do with this?
Like Amaze's motherboard or something like that he said?
Well, I mean, they almost beat Amaze the first time because they outsmarted him. Brainy, that's his superpower, pretty much.
I guess, yeah.
You know?
Good thing he didn't take Brainy's power.
That and Oliver smiling there at the end. I love how Barry's personality had rubbed off on Oliver.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I like you guys.
I kind of like you guys, okay?
Yeah, I hope when we come back here in January or whatever with Arrow, with Oliver, this has changed him. Not only has the Supermax changed him, but this has changed him as well.
Yeah. I also really enjoy every time they have, like, they always have that little bar scene with, like, Oliver and Barry chilling. And I always love, like, their just talks and stuff during that time. Like, no,
I like to think
you tricked me into hugging you twice.
Yeah.
Listen this time. I'm not hugging you.
Let's make a toast.
Yep. Okay, that's all I have.
So, I guess my only thing that is kind of left as a question, before and maybe it was just the last crossover, we had stuff that affected our current television shows. And this one didn't seem like we had anything that directly affected.
I mean, it
what's
could be
going
like he
on.
said there with Oliver. Maybe Oliver's been affected by this, and maybe we'll be a little happier.
Well, the deal, yeah.
Oh.
I meant like his
But
personality.
you mean his personality.
Oh, okay.
Like you were just saying it a minute ago. Like that maybe will be a direct effect to what's going on here. The deal stuff here we may not get again until the crossover stuff. Like the next crossover. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, the big thing has to be that Psycho Pirate is going to know everything that's changed. He knows this kind of stuff. He's going to be working with Destiny, and that's going to create the Crisis on Infinite Earths. And that's the biggest one.
Well, that affects the next crossover, but what's affecting our current shows, you know? Like, what's affecting Supergirl, you know? Like, what differences are we going to see?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think the crossover was meant to do that this time, but if we had to, like, try to find something, then it's definitely her conversation with Clark about the identity and working with the DEO. You know, it's not so changed so much that if you missed this, you would be lost next episode in Supergirl, but, you know, also, Superman is going to be retiring, you know, and gone, you know.
Now there's a real excuse why he's not there.
With, I mean, the Felicity thing and Oliver, you know, another thing to add to the long list of stuff why they are unhappy or something like that, I guess. You got that. You have Batwoman, you have Gotham, you have Batman, all of that saturating everything now. Not necessarily changing much in the storylines.
No, but possibility of weaving into future
like
episodes.
with having Batman confirmed now and Batwoman, could there be others like Robin, Nightwing, any of that kind of stuff?
I think there would have to be.
Like it'd be sweet to have Nightwing like just show up on Arrow one day. You know, just for a night, just a guest star, Nightwing with an awesome costume.
I mean, we've confirmed Batman, Batwoman, and Alfred, right?
Well, that was the password.
That was,
But I would assume.
it's in reference to something.
No Gordon. We didn't have any Gordon. We did have a bat signal, but
and a Batmobile
and an Arkham Asylum.
We heard about the Batmobile.
Well, yeah, he said, "Can I get a ride in the Batmobile?"
We just know it exists. In the Batcave and all that stuff. But, and then with Flash, in terms of any kind of long-lasting thing, I mean, this is going to be tying into the Crisis. The Crisis is such an important part of this season and the Flash.
See, my question, though, is it tying into the Crisis they referred to in the newspaper article? Because, I mean, in that, they mentioned, you know, Hawkman and Hawkgirl and the Atom, like, in that newspaper, the Reverse Flash being there and him disappearing in the Crisis and never being seen again. Like, is it strictly pertaining to that?
I think
or is that another thing separate? Because that's like, you know, 10 years from now, 8 years from now.
This is me just spitballing, but I think it is the Crisis from the newspaper, but because of Oliver's deal or some other factor, it has now been moved up.
Could be.
But I think it's the same thing.
The only way we'll know is if we go back and we see that news article and it's been pushed up by like 2 years, 10 years, whatever it's been.
I think it was 2024, right?
Something like
that. It was either 2020 or 2024. I think it's 24 because we talked about having 10 years.
I think the 10th season is when it would be happening. Yeah. And we're on the, fifth season right now. So they'd have to push it up by like 3 years or so.
I think that's what we're going with.
Maybe. Yeah. We did have the Red Lightning Skies this time. Yeah, but was that because of something Monitor or was that because of John Wesley Shipp's Flash?
I don't know.
I think it was John Wesley Shipp's Flash.
Like they
trying to get through.
Yeah, they kept talking about an interdimensional kind of like something trying to come through.
It was also following where Flash went.
Exactly.
So. Well, yeah, but at the same time, he went to Gotham and it didn't go there. Yeah. You know?
Maybe there's no Gotham on his Earth. He has no idea where the hell he went. Middle of the woods.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
The symbols. Did you want to talk about the symbols that showed up on Stark Labs? And that's the only last thing that I have. You were really excited about one of them.
Oh, like whenever we saw a Superman symbol outside Star Labs. Honestly, I just like this location because this is where Flash fought Zoom. This is where Ronnie, took off to go. I just like that location. Is all I was saying.
Because there was like 3 different symbols that popped up there. We had the Elseworlds.
Oh, outside of that, yeah. Well, the one was Earth X.
This here.
So that's Earth X.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a Reverse Flash outfit. Symbol with the red sky.
That's Elseworlds.
That's like an Elseworlds.
Yeah, that's the Elseworlds thing. I'm not sure what it could be.
Okay.
And then it's Superman.
Superman again.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe that's after the Crisis. I don't know.
I hope that maybe we'll finally get that Hall of Justice kind of thing coming back. Barry's like, oh yeah, I've got this, but then they don't ever bring it back.
Yeah. Maybe CW is tired of having like 4 time slots devoted to this, so they are trying to create that Justice League.
Yeah.
So then they can only have one where 2 time slots filled.
All right, we're gonna jump over to Q&As, guys. Thank you for everybody that has sent in a question. We can't get to every single one of them, but we'll try to get to every question type because a lot of you guys asked the same question. But pretty much the name of the game is get there first.
Ryan says, what if Earth 90 Barry Allen takes Earth 1 Barry Allen's place in Crisis on Infinite Earths and disappears instead of Earth 1 Barry Allen? This would make sense since the team is trying to keep Barry from disappearing in the future in this season of The Flash.
And it gives us an excuse to see Wesley Shipp. John
Wesley Shipp, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a case to be made that you might have Oliver Queen lost in Flash or in Crisis now. And he takes, by taking their place here, he's open there.
Could explain why Felicity gets super dark.
Yeah.
That we've seen in the flash forwards.
Okay. Xavier says, so is every human from Earth 38 on Earth 1?
No. Well, we don't know. I would say no.
Yeah, we don't really know.
I would say because there's no Cisco or anybody from Flash on Earth 38. Because of that, there must be some people on Earth 38 that aren't in 1.
Sure.
But we don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would just, like, in terms of statistics, it would have to be that there was somebody that wasn't there.
Andrew says, to answer your question last episode, they filmed a majority of Gotham scenes in Chicago on location. Okay. Though Kent Farm was still my favorite, they also filmed this over 3 weeks in October.
Okay, I was thinking they just got Chicago, like, plates, like film plates, and they just popped them in for, like, the scenes and background replacement and stuff. But they actually filmed in Chicago.
Yeah, according to what Andrew's saying, they filmed in Chicago.
Like the actors really on the ground. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's great. I loved it.
All right. I'm debating if to talk about this. A lot of people mentioned it last episode, and a lot of people are mentioning it this episode. I figure Eric already knows. I doubt Melanie knows.
I don't know anything.
But apparently, they've confirmed that Batwoman will have a pilot coming out as her own show.
Wait, actually
She'll be a CW show.
With Ruby Rose?
With Ruby Rose. Batwoman pilot was announced at the same time as her being in the crossover they're filming in February, I believe, says Mac Rambo. And Jonathan says, I don't think you guys know, but they are making a Batwoman show with Ruby Rose.
Okay.
I mean, thought she was still in Blind Spot right now. Or
I don't know. I didn't know it was a confirmed thing or anything like that. I had heard that depending on how she does in this, they'll see if they'll do it.
There was a lot of people mentioning it last time, and I kind of skipped over it. I'm like, well, I'll see what happens, and we'll talk about it. Because I didn't know if they were going to have more stuff saying through this.
Okay.
But
it makes sense. And hell, if you do that and include Legends, you could have a 5-night crossover for the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah. That would be so cool. So there goes my theory of trying to make fewer time slots.
Yeah.
And if you bring in, I don't know how they do it exactly, but it gives you more opportunities to have Batwoman and Supergirl on adventures together.
And the whole Rogues Gallery, especially with Gotham leaving.
Yeah, are they on the last season of Gotham?
This next season will be its last season.
Gotcha.
Which is so sad.
That's interesting. I never saw or heard anything about confirmation, but if that's true, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just going off of all the Q&As I've had from before, and I've already gotten with just a couple. There's been 3 already with this. So. Everyone's like, they're making one. They're coming. Ruby Rose, Batwoman.
Which I love Ruby Rose.
I thought she did a good job. Now, I've heard that a lot of people were complaining about Batwoman. I didn't have any complaints about her. She seemed fine to me. Here. I don't have anything to really, I guess, compare her to. So, like, if there's a thing of, like, well, she acts like this in the comics, not like this.
Other than, I thought that she was Russian, but...
You thought
Batwoman was Russian, so I'm completely wrong. I don't know.
I think she was Russian.
No, I have nothing to compare it to, but I also know that if it exists, there are people on the internet complaining about it. So, are those complaints valid? I don't know.
Guys, it's Ruby Rose.
Jonathan says, guys, why did Oliver think Batman was a myth? In season 4 of Arrow, he called Felicity Overwatch because Oracle was taken. Does this mean that he knows about Barbara Gordon? Who else would have the name Oracle? Doesn't bother me, but I was just wondering.
I mean, it would just have to mean that the name Oracle was taken and he doesn't know about Batman. That's what it has to be, so...
Choose your screen name. Oracle?
Yeah.
It's taken. Backspace.
Yeah, maybe just Googling it. And they don't have Overwatch in this universe from Blizzard.
Alright, so Dr. Winchester and Raphael both have a similar thing, but they want to know who would you rather have a CW show right now, Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Not going to be very exciting to watch a retired Superman.
Well, especially with Gotham ending its reign.
Yeah.
And, like, he's such a young character. They have every, like, tool in their belt right now to continue it with someone older and someone of, this generation.
And I know that, I've seen a couple episodes of Gotham. I haven't watched all of it. Would you consider it a Batman television show or just? It's a Gotham show, right? It has Bruce Wayne in it, but he's not Batman. It's kind of like Smallville. It's not a Superman show. It's a Clark Kent show, right?
Yeah, it's an origin story.
Well, I would just say I would say Batman just because, the '60s Batman with Adam West. That was the home for Batman, and it's never happened since then, to have an actual Batman on screen, on television, other than the cartoons, of course. So I'd definitely go for that.
Who would you guys want to be like Bruce Wayne or Batman?
I don't know. That question deserves a much longer thought out answer than what I can give right now.
Gotcha. Well, Raphael and Dr. Winchester both say the same person where they said Jensen Ackles.
He's busy.
Well, remember he had that one thing where he was Red Hood?
Oh my gosh.
Like, he looked pretty good in that.
Yeah.
He can pull it off.
That was pretty cool.
I want a bone-legged Batman, though.
But
no.
I don't... He's just so happy, I don't want to see him dark all the time. And
he can pull it off.
We already have, one brooding character.
Yeah.
Do we really... I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want someone necessarily that I know. Like the cool thing about the CW actors here, I mean, barring Ruby Rose, because I know her a little bit, is that I usually am discovering an actor with the character. I don't have to like make them lost in a role. It's just the role, you know. Like Grant Gustin, I had no idea who it was. I mean, I know he was in Glee and stuff, but for me, it was like, this guy's the Flash now, you know.
So you like seeing people that you have no idea who they are. That way, you're not so. Like, oh, Dean's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Both him and Melissa Benoist were Glee characters.
I mean,
and that's not like Glee's such a huge cast that you know they're not very personalized, so they had every chance in the world to develop their own character.
But it's the opposite of like Ben Lockwood, who's Sam Witwer, who I know very well. But when I'm watching it, I'm still like being biased to an actor and not the character, you know? So it might be cool to have a Batman that I'm not biased to.
I don't know. I'm curious of Ben Lockwood because I think the character is written very well.
Sure.
That if it was someone else that I didn't know, I think it would still be a compelling character.
Yeah.
But I do love him so much more because it is Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
And I love him in that role. A lot of people really excited. Hashtag Damn It Nora, Corey Weston, Jeff Knapp at the ending, Crisis, all that stuff.
Yeah. That was very surprising. They'd never done that before. Tease a year out.
A year, yeah. So we know none of these shows are going to get canceled.
Damn it, Nora said, this arc needs to be at least 6 episodes, but I'm here for it. I really want them to do Kara versus Anti-Monitor, which is one of my favorite moments from a Supergirl comic book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to be doing it now, especially with the Oliver deal here. But, I mean, in the comics, Flash is killed in the Crisis, and Supergirl dies too. That's that classic Supergirl, you know, Superman crying and holding Supergirl.
Yeah.
That's the infinite, you know, Crisis Infinite Earths. But I don't think they're gonna do that now. I think they were saying, like what Monitor's saying, like they're destined to die.
Chief Chill says, how come the evil Superman, Deegan, said he doesn't know about Supergirl and Superman? At the very beginning of the crossover at his class, he said, we can't all be Superman or Supergirl. He clearly knew they were there.
I think he was just meaning we all can't be Supermen or Supergirl. Like, you know, like rather than calling them Meta Men or Meta Girl, he's calling it Super like that. I think that's what he meant.
That could have been.
But also, Supergirl has showed up before. Superman never did, but Supergirl has during the other crossovers. I mean, she was awarded a little award, right? Like a little medal on our Earth.
Yeah.
Secret medal, I guess.
Yeah, it was in secret. Jasmine says, I was starting to think that this year's crossover was not that great. And then they hit us with a Crisis on Infinite Earths logo, and this was just a teaser. And it was super excited.
Yeah.
Right? But what did you guys think of the crossover? Did you guys, overall, I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was as grand a scale as last year's, because that was like, you know, it was big, 4 episodes, all of them, everybody. But this one, I think it was done well, where it's like it's a way of doing it with a story. Like, I feel like this stuff, obviously now, is going to continue on with what's going on. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, the first one with the alien one, you know, it was kind of there, but it didn't really push any further. Yeah. Last one had some repercussions, but I mean, it was on a big scale, but on a smaller scale at the same time. This one, I feel like, is going to be stuff that we're going to be coming back to much more. So, I really liked it.
I really liked it. It was a very fun crossover, for sure. But I guess I was on the same page as a lot of the other commenters saying, I wanted more. I wanted more of a story development until they hit you at the very end and you're like, oh, this was all set up.
Yeah, this is all prequel type stuff of what's going to happen and what's going on.
Yeah.
Dr. Winchester, I'm going to read this because he's put it in for the last 3 episodes. So what would you do if you woke up one day and Aaron was the Flash, Eric was Green Arrow, and Melanie was Supergirl? I would be mad because I want to be Arrow.
Yeah. I would, which Green Arrow am I? Am I rich? I hope I'm rich.
No, you're not rich.
No?
No, I think you should be the Flash.
No.
Yeah. No. Like, I should be Arrow, you should be the Flash. Eric, you can run faster than me.
No.
I don't care. I can fly.
Yeah.
I'd just be happy.
That's the best.
All right, well, I guess I'm the Flash.
I'd shoot arrows. I'd hustle people. I'd go down to the arrow archery place and be like, oh, I don't know how to shoot. Oh, I bet you $20 so you can better than, you know, and then I'd hustle these fools at the archery place. Do we have any archery places here? We have to have one, right?
We do. Places? We actually have one at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one's ever shooting arrows there.
I gotta find people to hustle. That's what I do.
I still don't know how Barry was able to pull back that bow. I still think about that. It's not strong enough.
Nick Smith just really asks, can we please watch Gotham? The show's almost over and it's so good.
If they're going to be bringing in a bat something show and this, no, I don't know. Maybe one day. It's just there's so many superhero shows, we can't do all of them, or we'd just be doing nothing but superhero shows. Yeah. We're already doing nothing but superhero shows sometimes, it feels like.
Yeah, right now, Eric and I have 5. What do I have? I have Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Legends, Black Lightning, My Hero Academia,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
We
have done Legion. We haven't even gotten to Legion Season 2.
We cover so many superhero things on this. And then we do all the Marvel movies and stuff too, like, but then we try to put in like The Walking Dead, Black Sails.
Yeah.
You know, like other stuff that's different.
But Gotham's amazing.
Chief Chill says, did you guys see Cisco robbing Superman?
Yep. Yeah. I wonder what he took.
I know. I don't know what he took. He just completely pocketed that.
Maybe like a Legion ring or something.
Oh, see Cisco flying.
Sean says, after all the hype, I'm disappointed Batwoman was only in 1 part, but excited to see her spinoff.
That was a good intro, especially if we're going to be getting more.
It sucked that John Wesley's ship was only in there for like 2 minutes.
Agreed.
And I hated the use of Smallville theme without it actually connecting to the show.
Oh, so disagree. I want to, like, go get a gun and shoot my own dick off.
That's...
Sorry.
Eric is not happy with
I'm not happy with that.
Isaac says, does this mean they could have a 5-episode or 6-episode arc if Black Lightning is involved in the crossover event of Infinite Earths?
Oh,
it does.
Didn't even think about Black Lightning.
It does.
Can you imagine if they brought them into it just because and then put them back?
Okay, so it'd be Supergirl, Black Lightning, Arrow, Flash,
Legends,
and Batwoman.
They're gonna,
and a Superman show.
There's gonna be so many things we gotta watch.
Yeah.
There's so much.
There's a show every week, every day of the week.
Every day
Dang
of
it,
the week.
CW, why do you have to be so good?
This is getting close to my idea for creating a channel in which every show on that channel exists in the same universe. Even the news.
No, even the news. That'd be...
Like the news is fake?
No, the news is just news about the shows. About events that have happened.
So it is fake.
Well, yeah, the news is fake. Yes. You know, weather could be real. I don't know. That way you had to just watch. You had to just watch it at 24/7 to be able to get everything.
Blitz says, the way Oliver was talking at the end makes me think he gave up his own life to monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he.
What was the toast he gave? Like, you know, never knowing how long we have left or something like that. And I'm just like, I don't.
Or
like
what we have left.
I don't like the way he said it.
No, I think he's taken. He took their place, and now he is going to die in the crisis, or be lost, or whatever that means. Hell, you know what? Oliver, this iteration of Green Arrow has taken so many Batman stories that what will end up happening is that Oliver will get lost in crisis and go back and do medieval Green Arrow.
You just want some time traveling.
He will be Robin Hood.
Here's this.
Yeah, that's the image.
Avocado says, I still don't know who the guy in the mask is. Also, what happened to 90s Flash? Did he just vanish? I think they sent him back to the 90s world, and I guess the guy in the mask is some kind of pirate.
Psycho pirate. You can look him up. You can look him up if you want, but it might be a little bit, I guess.
Spoiled?
Not really. Because they really want. You have to be hyped up. You have to know who that person is to get hyped up in that last scene.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know what that was.
Yeah, people that don't know who he is are
surprised. Like, oh shit, Crisis!
Well, Crisis, what's that?
I got hyped for that because I'm familiar with that, but I didn't know who that guy was.
Yeah.
And whenever he put his, I'm like, why did they put that mask on him? Why does he have a mask? Why is he in jail with a mask?
Yeah.
He's in the cell with his mask.
Maybe
Why?
he made it out of soap.
Soap. Robert says next crossover seems like it'd be the perfect time to finally form the Justice League. Do you think the CW will go ahead to include Batman, Wonder Woman for the Crisis event?
Well, we have Batman in there in this.
He's
universe,
been mentioned,
and we have Themyscira in this universe.
Yeah, we've seen
that's
that.
where Helen of Troy went in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
so it's possible.
Right.
I kind of wish there was there's an animated movie that was really good. That was like the formation of the Justice League, having to do with Dark side, I think, coming into our world, and then like Cyborg and Superman and Flash and Wonder Woman and all of them had to like team together to like push him back and send him back to like his dimension or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that they could somehow tackle that with having Superman and stuff. Tackle that first and create the Justice League, and then tackle the Crisis on Infinite Earths with the Justice League already formed. That could be kind of cool. 'Cause that movie was really good. One of my favorite moments in that was when like there was a protest for Wonder Woman outside the White House.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
There was a protest, and they're like, Wonder Woman, no, she needs to be accounted for or something or another. And she came out, and she's like, what's going on? Where's the villain? And they're like, we hate you. And she's like, what? And she uses her lasso of truth and ropes this like fat guy who's there protesting. And he's like, sometimes I like to stand in front of a mirror in my own Wonder Woman costume. It makes me feel powerful. Yeah. And they're like, see, people love me. It was just funny. I just loved the moment.
Shit, what is that?
I forget what it was called, but it was all before the Justice League had been formed, and that movie was like them making the Justice League, which was really cool. But no, I mean, they have already Flash, Martian, Superman, you have Green Arrow. The only thing they're really missing is Wonder Woman and Batman.
Well, we'll probably have Batwoman.
Which we have a lot of Green Lantern Easter eggs in Earth 1, but on Earth 40, John Diggle is Green Lantern.
Earth 90.
Earth 90, I'm sorry.
Robert says, I don't know if I preferred last year's crossover or this one. But did you guys miss the Legends this year, or did you think the crossover worked great without them?
Gary was there!
Crossover made. We're done.
I honestly didn't miss the Legends just because the Legends had their own little mid-season finale thing that was just as awesome. So
it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the appeal of comparing all the crossovers to each other, but they don't have to compare, It's just different, I mean, one time we just had that Legends setup with Vandal Savage, and that was a crossover. Or just, Arrow versus Flash was the crossover.
Well, whenever they took on Reverse Flash and you had Arrow showing up in that was a little crossover. Flash going over, was it called World's Finest? When Flash came over to Supergirl's Earth,
it was World's Finest was the name of the...
You had that one and stuff, and then you had the musical one.
Yeah.
Like, that was a crossover. It's like, there's been some fun crossovers.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
the musical one's one of my favorites.
Christopher says, I started watching your reactions during last year's Earth X crossover, and I've been watching since.
Cool.
With the forthcoming Crisis, if you could have any one thing make it into this universe from any other universe, what would it be?
John Stewart Diggle.
I'm not. I guess I would like a Batman.
Yeah.
I think that's what I like. Or maybe a Wonder Woman. I think I would like to have one of those two show up. Well, maybe Wonder Woman, because we haven't had much talk. We haven't had any talk of her.
What about just Aquaman?
Aquaman? Aquaman could be neat. You know what I would love? I would love this, like, the Smallville, like, Justice League that was there. Like, we see them now, and they are a Justice League.
With their bright colored vests?
Yeah. I would love to see them. Like, you have... What did they had Aquaman, they had a Cyborg, they had a Flash, they had a Green Arrow, and they had Superman, right? Was that it?
Well, they didn't have Green Arrow around the time they did their Justice League episode. But yes, they did have that. They also had Hawkman, they had the Justice Society of America.
Really? I don't remember any. I never got that far, I guess. I remember Tom Welling kind of having that Justice League kind of moment where like the Flash is running, but he's able to kind of see him. And he's like trying to chase him down.
Well, the classic one is when they destroy that building and they all walk away with the blowing up.
Yeah. But I would love to see them. Like, that was a CW show. Bring back those actors and have like, here's a group that's the Justice League. We have them.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to show too much of them. Just like maybe they're in their own Earth fighting. And you just see them like. Oh.
Didn't the guy who played Cyborg pass away?
Did he?
Yeah. What was his name? Jackson. He is another famous.
Was that Cyborg or was that? I thought that was Pete.
No, Pete was arrested. Oh. The guy who played Cyborg died.
Well, damn. Okay, I was thinking that Pete had passed away.
The guy who played Aquaman is the voice of Raphael in the new Ninja Turtles. I don't know what's going on with the kid that plays. That's Bart Allen. It's not Barry. Right?
Yeah. Justin Hartley's in the This Is Us right now. He still looks good.
Yeah.
He could be a good Arrow. I'd love to see like another Arrow shows up and like Oliver's competing with that Arrow and they're like doing the salmon ladder and stuff. And I think that would be fun.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yes.
They had
you would just be laughing.
They had a Martian Manhunter too in Smallville.
Did they?
Yeah.
They had Nora.
They did. She played in there. Yeah, they kept finding Oreos. I'm like, what is this? Martian Manhunter has a thing with cookies.
See, Jackson says that in Crisis of Infinite Earths are combined into one. Which Earths would you love to see combined for the crisis that we're building towards? It has to be 38.
38 and 1. Yeah.
Smallville Earth.
Yeah.
Not X. I don't want that one.
No.
That one can stay wherever it is. But I don't know, maybe Jay Garrick's Earth?
3.
Is it 3?
Mm-hmm. That's where Jessie was?
Yeah, I think she's on 2 now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'd be fun to have. You gotta have 1 in 38, and then just pick 3 others and just make. I think Smallville Earth would be fun if they could. If they could bring Smallville Earth into it, I think that would be.
That would be good.
Corey says, "Do you guys plan on reacting to the Batwoman series if it's picked up to be a series? So maybe it's still just it's being developed right now, and they're shooting a pilot. So they're working on the pilot now. So."
Yeah, if they're doing a pilot, then that needs to either run or they'll order a series based on how that goes.
So I guess it's confirmed that they've started a pilot. It's not confirmed that they've started a series.
If they do, probably yeah.
Yeah,
we did Black Lightning just because it's on the same channel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a whole storyline for her because Bruce has been missing for 3 years, so it's motivation to go find wherever he may have gone.
And we would need to be caught up for when they do crossovers and stuff like that. So yeah, I would do it. It would be hard, but I'd do it.
Jose says, "Guys, I love this crossover, but do you think it was wise of CW to announce the new crossover before we find out if any of the shows are getting renewed?"
I don't think any of the shows are in danger of not getting renewed. I mean, I know Legends has had the worst ratings drop, but it also has the highest DVR and after watching. No, I think it just means that they're super confident and already nailed down their story, which is exciting. Because every time a crossover happens, you always hear in the news, like, oh yeah, we got some loose ideas for next year, but we'll see. This time, like, no, motherfucker, Crisis, watch it. They didn't even wait till after the credits to show that.
Yeah. Mixed Flick says, "On a scale of 1 to infinite, how excited are you at the announcement they made?"
Yeah. I mean, 9 or 10 for me.
And infinite.
People asking what deal they made with Oliver and Monitor.
Oh, I'm so afraid.
I think it's funny. Monitor, in his infinite power, could have just fixed everything.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, here's an arrow, because I know you like these.
We just made it.
Don't miss.
I don't know, but you know how many comic books are going to sell between now and next year?
Yeah.
Well, not CW, but like everyone's going to go out and buy Crisis because everyone's like, who the crap is this gold guy?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's going to do their research. They know what to prepare for. It's pretty exciting.
Austin B says, "Fall 2019 can't come soon enough. If we're getting a merge of the whole multiverse in next year's crossover, what ramifications do you think will happen? Do you believe anyone will die and leave the Arrowverse? If so, who?"
Best candidate's Oliver Queen. Longest running person in the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 or 7 years is around the time they renegotiate contracts anyway.
Yeah,
these kind of
Oliver's always
that's
willing
right.
to sacrifice himself too, but of course so is Barry and Kara and all of
Yeah.
them. They're willing to go as far as they need to. So,
Here's a question: does Arrow continue after Oliver Queen is gone?
yeah,
Does Roy Harper take over?
it'd be good.
Yeah.
I'd like that. I mean, we're seeing a future that has no Oliver Queen
Yeah.
right now in there. So does that have hints of what happens the next season, or is that something entirely different, or is all of that changed because of the crisis coming? I don't know. Doug says, "Hopefully, the Reshaping Reality made a copy of Gary to have on every show."
I don't know if I can handle that.
His smile is just so
Yeah.
big.
You imagine like Gary and Mr. Terrific and Arrow together. I don't know if I could take it.
Mr. Terrific and what?
From Arrow and Gary together.
Gary.
I would love to see Mr. Terrific and Nate together.
Yeah.
I like to see them two together. They always have like references and stuff to things they're
Yes.
always making and whatnot. I think he's always talking about like Indiana Jones or whatever else, and he's always talking about like like in this one Quantum Leap and different things. I think that they would have fun talking with each other.
That would be a lot of fun.
We never saw Diggle again after they went into that elevator, It was just Diggle and Caitlin.
Knocked him out.
And then it just Arrow comes out. Oh, we're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get the book! He's fighting him. Caitlin's just kind of like standing there. Okay, so Magnus says, what did Cisco do with that Phantom Zone projector in the Fortress of Solitude?
Oh, okay.
Is that what it was? I didn't realize. I wasn't sure what he grabbed. I just saw him steal something. I didn't know what it was.
Put it in his pocket. Had to be small. I didn't know what it was. Okay, so at the very least, wait a minute. Get rid of the whole, like, he escapes the whole time thing. That's the Cisco that gets changed back into a normal Cisco, right? Because that thing is from a different Earth. It doesn't get changed. It stays there. He still has that, doesn't he?
Oh, the
thing that he stole?
I don't know.
He might go, where on earth did I get this
But he's
from?
still good Cisco with this Phantom thing. Maybe he gave it back. He might have given it back to the Superman.
But
he's like, hey, my favorite Krypton. Or Kryptonian. Here you go, Supergirl. Have this. Jonas says, never let Q&As bum you out. So there's a puppy gift.
Oh, look at his bum. His bum on a cat's face. Bummy.
Puppy and a cat having a grand old time. He just sits on his head.
Yep.
Oh, Magnus says, never mind, that was the hammer Lois used later. It sure looked like the projector from the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
So it was just a rock. I have no idea what he got.
Well,
Yeah,
I still have my theory. Whatever he took
is still in his pocket.
it still has to be in his pocket because it couldn't have been affected.
Now, do they remember everything that they had just gone through? Or whenever they change back to their normal memories?
Well, I mean, everybody from Earth 38 would remember. I think Barry and Oliver would remember.
Well, they were kind of unaffected, like mentally.
But would anybody else? Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
Andrew says, I know Beyonder is Marvel, but did Monitor in Space remind you of that character? It did.
Yes,
That's exactly
you
what I
said
said.
that.
I love in the 90s Spider-Man thing is my biggest memory of him because he kind of has a similar, like, I think metallic kind of armory thing he wears, but he just summons things and put them where he wants and manipulates reality. And he took him to like this alternate thing and made this whole planet for a test, and it was so cool. But remind me, they always floated on like this weird out in the middle of space kind of place. And then like, what was it? Dr. Doom, I think, teleported up and took the Beyonder's powers and then came back down. But the Beyonder, it was all planned. Yeah. That way he had all the powers of everything. And Spider-Man won because he's
awesome.
Good. Short Car says, remember in the future when Dinah was talking about the Mark of 4, she said Oliver made this symbol right before everything happened. Is everything Crisis on Infinite Earths?
I don't know. If I was betting on something, I would say that's not connected, and this is something the Arrow is just making their own story there somewhere. But I don't know. It's possible. I don't know if they would have gone that deep with it, though. We'll see.
Colt says that it looks like they've been planning this for years. Barry's missing, Oliver's missing in the future, Thawne killing Nora at a different time than he should have, the Flash Forward and Arrow with tattoos and red skies, and the Psycho Pirate. Holy hell. Like, does all that seem like they're pushing towards Crisis on Infinite Earths by all those things? Or are they all linked, or is it something entirely different?
Yeah, I mean, I think Flash has always kind of planned for it eventually. Yeah. Arrow, certainly. When they started the Arrowverse, I don't think they ever thought they were going to get to this. You know, that was just going to be, we're going an Arrow. That's kind of like Batman.
Yeah. It is amazing to see, like, the writers, you know? They're all, like, teaming together and just the strategic minds. Like, I love that type of writing. It's like you have to think about the puzzle, the overlooking picture.
Sure.
So it's amazing. Some other shows should think about that.
Robert Reyes says, do you think there could be a time jump when next year's crossover arrives? Will we just go to, like, here's just another year, or is there going to be a gap in time?
No, I don't think so.
Have they done that?
A time jump like that? I mean, they've done, you know, between the seasons and stuff, but never like between the episodes or something like that. I think that Oliver's just changed things in a way that Barry can't even change things.
I guess Arrow we had 5 years later or something, whenever the season returned.
You mean like in terms of like the flash forwards and stuff, or?
No, like whenever him and Felicity had their happily ever after, wasn't that like 5 years later than they had to leave?
I don't think so. I think it was just like over the course of the summer.
Then right? I can't think of any time jumps that they've ever done.
Typically, it's like 6 months or so that they usually have like
in the summer thing, when they're off.
Okay, so then definitely no for time jumps.
I mean, nothing significant like years I mean, they've done like 2 weeks later or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And especially with Flash having a baby in it, like you'd have to recast the baby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there had to have been some kind of time jump in the Flash this season, just because Barry or Oliver was in jail for 6 months, but Flash this season started immediately after last season with Nora. So there had to have been something to make them match up here.
That's true.
We just didn't see it or hear about it.
Brendan says, I love the Mallrats nod for frequent Supergirl director Kevin Smith. Baby would kick right through Lois's stomach.
Yeah.
That was a conversation in Mallrats where they were talking about like only Wonder Woman's womb could hold Superman's sperm or something
well,
like that.
He was talking about when he would shoot his load, it's gonna burst out of her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some kind of kryptonite condoms. Like, does the thing is this junk rock too? Stanley's like, you think about this too much. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I haven't seen Mallrats for a couple years now.
Spartan says, what do you think of the rumor that the Arrowverse is attempting to canonize the Dark Knight trilogy and their Batman is the Christian Bale version? Is that an actor would want to see come back for that role, or would you prefer to see him recast?
I'd prefer to see him recast. I think you can pay homage to and reference, but I don't think it's specifically that universe.
So people are like, oh, it's the same universe because there's a Bane mask and we're shooting in Chicago.
Yeah.
Shooting in Chicago.
I don't think so.
He took the nuke away and he left with Catwoman. It'd be fun if that was like a universe. Like the Dark Knight trilogy was a universe that had Batman in it.
Sure.
Like that could be fun.
Every Batman movie is their own universe.
And I know, but it gets tiring saying all the time, but in a scenario where there's infinite Earth universes, there would have to be one.
Well, then just dress us up.
Yeah.
Eric's Batman, I'm Arrow. We're standing there fighting for Crisis, and they just show us for like in a cosmic vagina. There's just a clip of like me and Eric like fighting bad guys. It's possible. It has to be. Vasilis says, I have to thank you guys for making me not watch trailers. I just went back and saw the trailers out of curiosity and could not believe how many spoilers they had.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do that. We were gonna watch the trailers.
Yeah, I would like to watch those.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you didn't watch them.
Yes. If you're planning on watching it anyway, just hold back and just wait for the show, because the way the show writers write it is to have the twists and the fun and the stuff. And the way that the trailers are made is to get people who aren't normally going to watch it excited and hyped to come and watch it.
Yeah.
So if you're already going to watch it, just wait. Just wait.
Some people don't have the willpower. I don't have willpower for a lot of things, but I have a professional amount of willpower for this.
Marshy says, in the 2011 Smallville finale, there was a flash forward to 7 years in the future, which would be 2018.
Yeah.
So it's cool that we've gone back there now. Do you think we might see the farm again, maybe as Kara's new base, now that she's out of the DEO?
I really hope so. I love seeing the farm. Not only, in that finale, I mean, Clark takes the disguise, but Luthor is elected president that day in the finale.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he's not the president in either of ours that
He's
we know
not.
of. That we know.
He would
Not-
be better than our current president in Supergirl.
He probably would
Supergirl
be.
and Supergirl.
At least intelligent.
And Supergirl.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Half Grodd, Half Shark says, which Cisco do you like best? Reverb, Rich Cisco, or Bad Cisco?
Of the alternate ones, Reverb was pretty cool.
I like this one too. You touch me? I didn't think you could touch me. Did I tell him you could touch me? Like, I just kind of...
I like, I like singing Cisco from Music Meister.
Yeah, that was fun
That one was
too.
good.
I love that.
And the world can be a better place.
But with this one, he had the accent with
Yeah, he
the
did.
ears too, right?
Andrew says, Eric will hopefully remember this, but in Smallville, do you remember the episode with the classmates that saw people's fates, how they died? It was stated that Clark could alter fate/destiny. Maybe that's why he and Kara aren't in the book.
That was the old folks' home one, right?
That was the one,
Like
because whenever
season one?
whenever he touches Clark and he sees his destiny, when he dies, it's like the end of the universe. And Clark is like looking back at his own cape and he sees the S and stuff. It's one of the first times we ever see the actual
Suit.
That was a...
Yeah. It implied that Clark just never really died. That's just as far as that guy could see.
Well,
I remember that.
Wasn't it a woman? And the old guy was the escapee.
I can't remember exactly.
Harsh says, do you think that they will cross over with Titans for next year's special crossover?
Oh yeah, I forgot that they were going to do that.
I haven't seen Titans, so I don't know in terms of how the story and universe is set up, if it can be in the same or if it's a different Earth. But I know they're both Berlanti Productions. So, Supergirl was a Berlanti production when it was on CBS, so it's quite possible. And I don't think they've used any of the same characters.
All right, red one. This guy is called Psycho Pirate. Mm-hmm. And he looks like this.
Yeah, I did not recognize him.
Yeah, I don't even feel like the mask really looks like.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I think that's supposed to be all shine.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know when I would have seen him.
Shama says, question from Russia. Do you guys want to see Superman Red Sun adaptation in the future?
Depends how close the
we may be getting that.
We got with Kara, Russian Kara.
Yeah, that may be kind of going that direction.
Yeah, that would be an interesting way of having a different show, with those actors in it. I guess maybe that's what's happening on Earth 1. That could be interesting.
Andrew says that along with Batwoman, it appears that they may be working on a Superman show that will follow the Superman and John Kent Superboy storyline, with these two actors playing Clark and Lois. How much would you like to actually see that happen?
I mean, when it comes to these kind of things, and it's, stuff on Twitter or any kind of social media, just make sure you're always getting this kind of information from any kind of official source, because an actor can be asked, hey, would you like to have a Superman show about your character? And he'll be like, yeah, that sounds good. Actor confirmed Superman show in the works, So I don't know. I think it would be weird to have a Superman and a Supergirl show happening at the same time. But I would watch it if it showed up. And it had a good showrunner and, all that stuff. But just be careful about, because people are like, confirm Batwoman, but we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Just have to work on a pilot.
Bebo says, Thawne caused Barry to become the Flash 5 years earlier than scheduled. 2024 minus 5 years. 2019. Flash vanished confirmed.
It could be it. Though they are looking into the future, and it still says 2024.
Yeah, you figured that would be changed if they've already been altered and cemented or whatever. Dylan says, are you satisfied with the amount of Batwoman we got in this crossover?
There was plenty in the second episode, and I didn't miss her in this episode.
There's so much going on that I feel like if she was in it more, that it would just be too much.
I think it was appropriate amount. Like when they were in Gotham, that's when she dealt with it, Not in Gotham, not my business. But she still has all of her cell phone number.
Call and help, yeah. All right. And then Alan says, do you think Arrow is setting up the new Green Arrow so that Oliver can die in the next crisis and pass over the mantle?
I don't know how they're currently setting it up so that it would stay within the timeline of the other shows. Maybe if, is he saying, William might take it up,
Is that where that's going with? Is maybe setting up that, or with showing Roy's, or maybe an idea of kind of setting up some kind of Green Arrow to take up? Because we had, Connor Hawke in that kind of future thing when Oliver had left. But are we kind of setting up something to go in that direction?
I think it could only be Roy right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do a time jump and then do crossovers,
I think William would be a great Overwatch.
Yeah.
He does seem to have some kind of hacking type of abilities and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, I think Roy would be a really good Green Arrow to bring back in.
Yeah.
He was a sidekick for 2 seasons as an actual sidekick.
Yeah.
He was in multiple seasons, but actually shooting arrows.
Oh, I guess I'm pretty stupid because there currently is another Green Arrow in there, right?
There's the woman.
The woman, the sister.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know what they're doing with her.
Yeah.
Is that the new Green Arrow, as in the Green Arrow? What is she doing?
I forgot about her.
What's her process and everything?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. What if they do some stuff like that and instead of Oliver, they have her die? What if that's the arrow you lose instead of the other arrow? I don't know. There's a few things they could do.
That would be some shit if he went up there and was like, look, there's another Green Arrow on my Earth. Don't take them, take her. I don't know who the fuck she is. Oliver, I was your sister! And he's like, damn, what have I done? That would be some crazy.
It would be crazy. I don't know. That would be
so funny.
So, all right, guys, we've gone through most of the Q&As. A lot of people asking about deaths, about how many shows they're gonna have, all kinds of stuff, kind of duplicates. But we thank you guys for watching this with us, for answering or asking questions so we can talk about it. We should have one more poll though.
Okay, guys, poll for this week, this crossover with featuring Batwoman, bringing all the Bat family stuff possibly into the Arrowverse. How did you feel about Batwoman in her first outing? Did you like her? Did you not like her? Or you're indifferent? Or do you just need to see more?
Yeah. And then make sure you guys leave comments so we can kind of talk about people's feelings on this Batwoman. Because for me, I thought she did a really good job. I didn't have any problems with her. But as opposed to like when I watched Spider-Man, like I know a lot more about like Spider-Man of different iterations of him and stuff. So like if he's really different, you know, I would have like, well, fuck, he should be like this, not like this, you know? And maybe people have that kind of feeling. Maybe they don't. So
I'm going to say I like her if only for all of the other baggage she brings. She brings in Bruce Wayne. She brings in the Rogues Gallery, Cobblepot, all that stuff. So I like
saying that.
I like saying that word. Say it. Say Cobblepot and try not to smile.
Melanie, what do you think of Batwoman?
Oh, it's Ruby Rose. What else is there to say?
Cobblepot.
He smiled. I saw it. Guys, thank you very much for watching the crossover event with us, Arrowverse. Melanie, thank you for joining us for all 3 episodes. And will Melanie be returning for all 5 episodes next year? I don't know. Find out. Stay subscribed.